I woke up every morning believing this house was proof that my life meant something. "This place is ours," I used to say, touching the wall like it could hear me. Emily would smile and answer, "You built it." "I just picked the paint." I laughed every time, even when my hands were cracked and my back ached. I worked double shifts, weekends, holidays. "Take a break," my friends said. "I will," I answered. "After the house is done." I remember Ryan standing beside me the day I signed the final papers. "You really did it," he said, shaking his head. "I had to," I told him. "I wanted something solid." He clapped my shoulder. "Emily's lucky." Emily was there too, holding my arm. "I'm proud of you," she whispered. Those words carried me for years. The house wasn't big, but it was strong. Every nail felt personal. Every bill I paid felt like protection. When I unlocked the door at night, I felt safe. Linda didn't like the kitchen at first. "It's small," she said, looking around. "It works," I replied. She smiled tightly. "For now." Emily laughed to smooth it over. "Mom just likes space," she said. "It's fine," I told myself. "It's fine." Linda moved in slowly. First it was just a week. Then it was until I find a place. Emily didn't ask me. She just told me. "You don't mind, right?" Emily said. "It's temporary." I hesitated. Ryan spoke before I could. "She's family," he said. So I nodded. Linda rearranged the living room. "This looks better," she said. I stared at the couch I paid for. "It was fine before," I replied. She shrugged. "Taste changes." Emily stayed quiet. At dinner, Linda commented on everything. "You eat too fast. You work too much. You should listen more." I tried to joke. "She's worried about me," I said. Linda smiled. "I just want what's best." Ryan started coming over more. "Mom worries," he told me once. "She thinks you're stressed." "I am," I said. He laughed. "That's normal." One night, Emily asked, "Why are you always tired?" "Because I pay for all this," I answered. She frowned. "You don't have to say it like that." "I didn't mean it badly," I said. She turned away. Linda overheard everything. "You don't need to throw money in our faces," she said. I clenched my jaw. "I didn't," I replied. She sighed loudly. "Emily deserves peace." I started feeling small in my own home. My shoes moved without asking. My tools disappeared. My chair at the table wasn't always mine. One morning, I found Linda using my desk. "This is where the bills should go," she said. "That's my workspace," I replied. She smiled. "You don't need it much." Emily stood behind her. "She's right," Emily said softly. "I work long hours," I said. "I need that space." Emily shrugged. "We can adjust." Adjust became my favorite lie. Ryan pulled me aside one evening. "Don't fight them," he whispered. "Mom's sensitive." "So am I said. He avoided my eyes. I paid the mortgage alone. I paid the repairs alone. I paid in silence. One night, I came home late. Linda was waiting. You missed dinner, she said. I worked overtime, I replied. She crossed her arms. Family should come first. Emily sat on the couch. She didn't look at me. I'm doing this for us, I said. She nodded, still silent. That silence followed me. It grew heavier every day. I overheard whispers behind doors. They don't listen. He's difficult. This isn't healthy. I confronted Emily. Are you unhappy? I asked. She paused. I don't know, she said. That scares me, I replied. She didn't answer. Linda started locking the bedroom door. For privacy, she said. I slept on the couch some nights. Ryan stopped answering my calls. One evening, I asked everyone to sit down. This is my house, I said. Silence filled the room. Linda smiled calmly. Is it? She asked. Emily stared at her hands. I built this place, I continued. I paid for everything. Linda nodded slowly. That doesn't mean you own peace. I looked at Emily. Say something, I begged. She didn't. That moment cracked something inside me. I felt like a stranger. Like a guest waiting for permission. Linda stood up. We'll talk later, she said. Ryan followed her. Emily stayed behind. I didn't want to fight, she whispered. So you let them erase me? I asked. She swallowed. I'm tired, she said. I watched her walk away. The house felt colder. That night, I sat alone in the dark. The walls I built didn't answer me anymore. For the first time, I wondered if this house still belonged to me. I came home that afternoon thinking we were still a family. Hey, I'm back, I called as I stepped inside. No answer. My shoes stopped at the sight of my suitcase near the door. Emily? I said, louder. She appeared from the hallway, her face pale. We need to talk, she said. Linda stood behind her, arms crossed. Ryan leaned against the wall, eyes fixed on the floor. What's going on? I asked. No one answered me right away. I pointed at the suitcase. Why is that there? Emily inhaled slowly. We think it's best if you take some space. Space? I repeated. For how long? Linda stepped forward. Until things calm down. What things? I asked. I work, I come home, I pay the bills. What exactly needs calming? Ryan cleared his throat. Man, don't make this harder. I laughed once, sharp and nervous. I'm not the one packing bags. Emily finally looked at me. You've been tense, she said. Everyone feels it. I'm tired, I said. There's a difference. Linda shook her head. You're always defensive. I looked at Ryan. You knew about this? He hesitated. Mom just thinks, I cut him off. This was your idea too? He didn't answer. Emily reached for my arm. Please don't yell. I'm not yelling, I said. I'm trying to understand why my clothes are in a suitcase. Linda spoke calmly. We already talked to a counselor. My chest tightened. You talked to someone about me? Emily nodded. She agreed distance could help. Distance from my own house? I asked. Linda smiled thinly. This isn't about ownership. That word hit me. Ownership? I said. I paid for this place. Emily flinched. I don't like when you say that. Then tell me why I'm leaving, I replied. Silence. I walked to the table and picked up an envelope. What's this? Ryan shifted. Paperwork. I opened it. My name wasn't where it should have been. What did you do? I asked quietly. Linda answered. Things were updated. Without me? Emily whispered, it was easier. That word hurt more than shouting. Easier than telling me? Ryan spoke fast. You travel a lot for work. So that means I don't get a say? I asked. Linda nodded. You weren't present. I felt dizzy. I was building this life. Emily's voice shook. We just want peace. At my expense? I asked. She didn't answer. Linda pointed to the door. You can stay with a friend. This is my home, I said. Ryan finally looked at me. Just for a bit. I laughed again, hollow. You packed my things. Emily's eyes filled with tears. I didn't want to fight. So you chose silence, I said. She looked down. I grabbed my keys from the counter. Is this really happening? Linda nodded. Yes. I looked at each of them. This was planned. No one denied it. I zipped the suitcase slowly. Every sound felt too loud. Emily whispered, I'm sorry. For what? I asked. She didn't know. I opened the door. Cold air rushed in. Ryan followed me outside. Call me later, he said. I stared at him. You already chose. He stepped back. Emily stood in the doorway. She hugged herself but didn't move. Say something, I begged. Her lips parted, then closed. Linda turned off the porch light. That was the moment I understood. I wasn't leaving. I was being erased. I walked to my car, suitcase scraping the ground. No one stopped me. I sat behind the wheel, hands shaking. The house lights glowed warmly, like nothing changed. My phone buzzed. A message from Emily. Please don't make this ugly. I stared at it. This already is, I whispered. I drove away slowly. The road blurred. At the first red light, I hit the steering wheel. Why? I said out loud. No answer came. I pulled into a gas station and sat there, breathing hard. My reflection looked older. Another message arrived. Give it time. Time. The word felt cruel. I typed back, then erased it. I drove again, further this time. I parked on a quiet street and leaned my head back. The silence was heavy. For the first time, I felt homeless. I thought about the walls I built. The nights I stayed up working. The belief that effort was enough. My phone buzzed once more. This time from Linda. Take responsibility and move on. I laughed, bitter and tired. Move on from my life? I said. I turned off my phone. The night closed in around me. I realized something painful and clear. They didn't push me out in anger. They did it calmly. Together. And that meant it could happen again. I slept on Marcus's floor that first night, staring at the ceiling. You can take the couch, he said. I'm fine, I replied. The floor was cold. So was the silence. Marcus handed me a blanket. You okay? He asked. I don't know, I said. He nodded like he understood. You hungry? Not really. I lay there listening to his TV in the other room. Every laugh track felt wrong. The next morning, Marcus asked, "You going back today?" I shook my head. "They told me to take space." He frowned. "From your own house?" "Yeah." He didn't laugh. "That's messed up." I checked my phone. No messages. I drove to work early just to avoid thinking. My boss noticed. "You look rough," he said. "Long night," I replied. At lunch, I sat alone. Ryan finally texted. "Hope you're okay." I stared at it. "That's it?" I whispered. I typed, erased, typed again. "Why didn't you stop them?" No reply came. That night, Marcus offered me the couch again. "How long can I stay?" I asked. "As long as you need," he said. I felt ashamed. I'd never asked anyone for help before. Emily finally called. "Are you safe?" she asked. "I'm on a couch," I said. "That's not what I meant," she replied. "What do you mean? Are you calm?" I laughed quietly. "No," I said. She sighed. "Please don't do anything drastic." "Like what?" I asked. "Like making this worse." "You already did," I said. She went quiet. "That's not fair," she said. "Neither is kicking me out," I replied. She hung up. The next day, Marcus's landlord knocked. "You can't have long-term guests," he said. I packed again. I slept in my car that night. The seat didn't recline fully. My neck hurt. I called Ryan. He didn't answer. I left a voicemail. "I just need to understand." No callback came. At work, my hands shook. A coworker noticed. "You all right, man?" "Just tired," I said. That night, I parked near a park. A police car passed slowly. I held my breath. I checked my phone. A message from Linda. "This break will help you grow." I slammed the phone down. I called Emily again. "Why didn't you defend me?" I asked. "I didn't want to fight," she said. "So you let them decide for you?" She whispered. I was scared. "Of me?" I asked. She didn't answer. I slept badly. Dreams of keys that didn't fit. The next morning, Marcus met me for coffee. "You can't stay like this," he said. "I know," I replied. He hesitated. "My cousin's a lawyer," he said. "Legal aid." I looked up. "You think I should fight?" "I think you should know your options," he said. That word stayed with me. Options. I drove past my house that evening. The lights were on. My car wasn't welcome there anymore. I parked down the street. I watched Emily through the window. She laughed at something Linda said. My chest tightened. I called Ryan one last time. "You picked them," I said when he answered. He sighed. "I didn't want trouble." "So you chose comfort," I replied. He hung up. I sat there until dark. Then I drove away. Back in my car, I said it out loud. "I won't beg anymore." The words felt strange. But they felt right. That night, I slept deeper than I had in days. I met Sarah in a small office that smelled like old paper and cheap coffee. She looked up from her desk and said, "Sit. Start from the beginning." I took a breath. "My wife kicked me out of my own house," I said. She didn't react. "Go on." I built it, I continued. I paid every bill. Mortgage. Repairs. Taxes. Sarah nodded. And your name? That's the problem, I said. They changed things. She leaned back. Without your signature? I never signed anything, I replied. Marcus sat beside me. I told you it sounded wrong, he said. Sarah opened a folder. Do you have proof of payments? Yes, I said quickly. Years of them. Emails, she asked. Texts? I saved everything, I said. She looked at me for the first time with interest. That helps. I swallowed. They made me feel crazy. That's common, she said. Who exactly? My wife, Emily. Her mother, Linda. My brother, Ryan. Sarah raised an eyebrow. Your brother too? He stayed quiet, I said. That was enough. She wrote something down. When did the house transfer happen? I don't know, I admitted. They never told me. Sarah closed the folder. Then they made a mistake. My chest tightened. What do you mean? You can't remove someone like that legally, she said. Marcus smiled. Told you. I shook my head. They were so calm. Like it was already done. People lie better when they think they've won, Sarah said. I laughed softly. They really thought I'd disappear. Do you want to fight? She asked. I hesitated. I don't want revenge. She met my eyes. I didn't ask that. I thought about sleeping in my car. About the silence. Yes, I said. I want my life back. Sarah nodded. Good. Then we start slow. She slid papers toward me. I'll need bank statements. I can get them today, I said. And any messages about the house, she added. I have emails where Emily calls at our place, I said. Sarah smiled. That's useful. Marcus leaned forward. What about the mom? Linda? Sarah asked. She doesn't matter legally unless her name's on it. It isn't, I said. Then she's noise, Sarah replied. That felt good to hear. Sarah stood up. I won't promise miracles, she said. But I promise effort. I shook her hand. That's more than I've had. Outside, Marcus clapped my back. See, he said. I nodded. For the first time, I don't feel crazy. That night, Emily texted. Why are you meeting lawyers? I stared at the screen. Because you locked me out of my life. She called immediately. You're overreacting, she said. I slept in my car, I replied. She went quiet. Mom thinks this is hostile. Your mom doesn't own me, I said. She's scared, Emily said. Of what? I asked. Of losing everything, she admitted. That answer stayed with me. The next day, I brought Sarah the documents. She spread them out. You really did pay everything, she said. I told you, I replied. She tapped a line. This alone helps. I watched her work. Every paper felt like a piece of me returning. Emily texted again. We can talk without lawyers. I typed back. You already did. Ryan finally called. You're taking this too far, he said. Far as packing my bags, I replied. He sighed. Mom's stressed. So was I said. You didn't care. He hung up. Sarah filed the first notice quietly. No drama, she said. Let them panic on their own. I nodded. I'm done yelling. That night, I slept on Marcus's couch again. But it felt different. My phone buzzed nonstop. Emily. Linda. I didn't answer. I whispered to myself, they forgot one thing. Marcus looked over. What? I kept the receipts. I stopped answering calls the day the first notice went out. Marcus watched me silence my phone and said, "That's new." "I've said everything already," I replied. Emily left a voicemail. "Why are you doing this?" she asked. I deleted it without listening twice. Linda texted next. "You're embarrassing the family." I laughed under my breath. "You embarrassed me first," I muttered, but I didn't reply. At work, my phone buzzed nonstop. A coworker glanced over. "Popular today," he joked. "Not the good kind," I said. That night, Marcus handed me dinner. "You look calmer," he said. "I feel focused," I replied. Emily showed up outside his building 2 days later. She stood by my car like she belonged there. "We need to talk," she said. I leaned against the door. "We already did." Her eyes were red. "I didn't think you'd actually file papers." "You didn't think I'd stand up," I said. She shook her head. "Mom says you're being cruel." I laughed once. She changed the locks. "That wasn't my idea," Emily said quickly. "But you let it happen," I replied. She crossed her arms. "You're making this worse." "I'm making it clear," I said. She lowered her voice. "We can still fix this." "By giving me my house back?" I asked. She didn't answer. Linda's car pulled up behind her. Emily stiffened. Linda stepped out. "You're poisoning my daughter," she said. I smiled calmly. "You did that yourself." She scoffed. "You think paperwork makes you powerful?" "No," I said. "Truth does." Emily whispered, "Please stop." I looked at her. "I already did," I said. "You just didn't notice." They left together. That night, Sarah called. "They received the notice," she said. "Good," I replied. "They're nervous," she added. I smiled. "Let them be." Ryan called the next morning. "Why won't you talk?" he asked. "Because you only speak when it benefits you," I said. "That's not fair," he replied. "Neither was packing my bags," I said. He sighed. "You're tearing the family apart." "They already did," I answered. He hung up. I stopped checking my phone after that. Days passed quietly. The silence was loud. Sarah updated me regularly. "They're contradicting themselves," she said. "Good," I replied. "They say you agreed to leave," she added. I laughed. "Ask them where that agreement is." She chuckled softly. "I already did." Emily sent a long message one night. "I feel sick over this," she wrote. "I can't sleep." I stared at it. "I slept in my car," I typed back. Then I turned my phone off. Marcus watched me pace the room. "You okay?" he asked. "I hate that I still care," I said. "That means you're human," he replied. A week later, Linda exploded. She called from an unknown number. "You think you've won?" she yelled. I held the phone away from my ear. "I think you should talk to my lawyer," I said calmly. She cursed. You're nothing without us. I ended the call. My hands didn't shake. Sarah smiled when I told her. Silence rattles people like her, she said. I'm learning that, I replied. Emily showed up again, alone this time. She knocked softly. I opened the door halfway. What do you want? She wiped her eyes. I just wanted to see you. You see me, I said. She stepped closer. I miss us. I stayed still. So do I admitted. Her face brightened. Then stop this. I shook my head. Give me back my life first. She cried quietly. I didn't know how to stand up to her. And I paid for that, I replied. She reached for my hand. I pulled it back. Talk to your lawyer, I said. She nodded slowly and left. That night, Marcus said, you didn't fold. I almost did, I admitted. But you didn't, he replied. I lay awake thinking about control. About how quiet strength felt stronger than shouting. Sarah emailed the next morning. They're requesting mediation, she wrote. I smiled. The silence worked, I whispered. For the first time, I felt the balance shifting. The mediation room felt colder than I expected. Emily sat across from me, hands folded tight. Linda sat beside her, chin lifted. Ryan took the last chair, far from everyone. Sarah leaned toward me and whispered, let them talk first. I nodded. Linda spoke immediately. This whole thing is unnecessary, she said. I smiled slightly. Funny, I replied. I feel the same. Emily cleared her throat. We just wanted space, she said. Then why did you change paperwork? Sarah asked calmly. Linda stiffened. We didn't change anything. Sarah slid copies across the table. Your signatures say otherwise. Ryan swallowed hard. Emily stared at the papers. I didn't know about this, she said softly. I laughed once. You lived there, I said. You watched me leave. She looked up at me. I didn't think it would go this far. That's because you thought I'd stay quiet, I replied. Linda leaned forward. You're twisting everything. Sarah didn't raise her voice. These documents don't twist, she said. Ryan finally spoke. Mom, stop. Linda snapped her head toward him. You don't understand. He rubbed his face. I do, he said. You planned this. Emily gasped. Ryan? He avoided her eyes. I knew, he admitted. The room went silent. I felt something heavy lift off my chest. So you did know, I said. Ryan nodded slowly. I thought you'd cool off and move on. From my house? I asked. He whispered, I didn't think about it like that. Linda stood up. This is turning hostile. Sarah looked at the mediator. They're refusing accountability, she said. The mediator adjusted his glasses. Let's stay factual. I leaned forward. Fact, I said. I paid for everything. Emily started crying. I didn't want this, she said. Yet here we are, I replied. Linda scoffed. You're punishing her. No, I said calmly. I'm protecting myself. The mediator asked, do you have evidence of agreement for him to leave? Linda opened her mouth. Closed it. Sarah smiled slightly. Emily wiped her eyes. I thought marriage meant sharing, she said. It does, I replied. Not erasing. Ryan stood up. I can't do this, he said. Linda grabbed his arm. Sit down. He pulled away. No, he said. You lied. That word echoed. The mediator cleared his throat. We'll need a hearing, he said. Sarah nodded. We're ready. Outside, Emily followed me into the hallway. Please, she said. I stopped walking. What? I didn't mean to hurt you, she whispered. But you did, I replied. She nodded through tears. I didn't think you'd fight back. That's the problem, I said. Linda watched us from the doorway. Her eyes burned. The hearing came faster than I expected. The courtroom felt heavy with air and truth. Judge Harper looked down at us. Speak clearly, she said. Sarah presented everything. Payments. Emails. Records. Linda's lawyer stumbled. Emily's voice shook when she spoke. I was confused, she said. Judge Harper looked at her. Confusion doesn't remove ownership, she said firmly. Ryan was called next. He hesitated, then spoke. It was wrong, he said. Linda whispered harshly. Stop. He ignored her. We pushed him out, he admitted. I closed my eyes for a second. Judge Harper nodded slowly. I see, she said. Linda lost her composure. He abandoned us, she snapped. Judge Harper raised a hand. Enough. The room went still. We'll proceed to final ruling, the judge said. Outside the courtroom, Emily broke down. I ruined everything, she cried. I didn't comfort her. I couldn't. Sarah placed a hand on my shoulder. They're unraveling, she said quietly. I nodded. But it still hurts. That means you cared, she replied. That night, I sat alone again. But this time, I wasn't powerless. My phone buzzed. A message from Emily. I'm scared. I typed back one sentence. So was I. For the first time since it began, I knew the truth was louder than all of them combined. The ruling came on a Tuesday morning. Sarah met me outside the courthouse and said, Whatever happens, you stood up. I nodded. I just want it over, I said. Inside, Emily sat 2 rows ahead. She kept twisting a tissue in her hands. Linda sat stiff beside her, jaw locked. Ryan wasn't there. Judge Harper entered. Let's begin, she said. My heart pounded as Sarah stood. She spoke calmly, clearly. The evidence is consistent, she said. Payments. Records. Admissions. Linda's lawyer tried to interrupt. Judge Harper shut it down. I've heard enough, she said. Silence filled the room. The property legally belongs to him, the judge continued. Eviction proceedings will move forward immediately. Emily gasped. Linda stood halfway, then froze. I didn't react. I just breathed. Judge Harper looked directly at me. You have been wronged, she said. That sentence hit harder than any shout. Outside, Emily ran after me. Please, she cried. Don't do this. I stopped walking. What do you want me to do? I asked. Let us stay, she said. We can fix it. I shook my head. You had your chance. Linda appeared behind her. You're heartless, she snapped. I smiled faintly. You taught me how, I said. She went pale. Sarah handed me the papers. It's done, she said. The eviction notice went out that afternoon. Emily texted nonstop. I'll change. I'll stand up to her. I swear. I didn't answer. Linda sent one message. You'll regret this. I deleted it. A week later, I returned to the house with a locksmith. The locks clicked open like they remembered me. The house was half empty. Furniture gone. Walls bare. I walked slowly through every room. The kitchen. The living room. The bedroom I hadn't slept in for weeks. My phone buzzed. Emily again. Can we talk one last time? I replied once. Move out peacefully. She did. On the final day, I stood on the sidewalk as they carried boxes out. Emily avoided my eyes. Linda glared. Ryan arrived late. He looked smaller somehow. I'm sorry, he said quietly. I nodded once. That's all I needed. When the door closed behind them, the house went silent. I stepped inside alone. No tension. No whispers. Just space. For the first time, the house chose me back. I unlocked the door after they were gone and stood there longer than I needed to. The house smelled different. Empty. Marcus stepped in behind me. You sure you're okay? He asked. I think so, I said. He looked around. Feels quieter. It is, I replied. I walked into the living room. The couch was gone. So was the rug Emily picked. Marcus asked, You want help cleaning? Yeah, I said. We started with the kitchen. A cracked mug sat in the sink. I picked it up. You remember this? Marcus asked. Yeah, I said. Emily dropped it once. He waited. She laughed, I continued. Linda said it was careless. Marcus nodded. You keeping it? I think so, I said. I opened a drawer and found old mail. Bills. Receipts. Marcus smiled. Your trophies. I laughed quietly. Proof, I said. My phone buzzed. Sarah. Everything smooth? She asked. They're gone, I replied. Good, she said. Take your time. I walked into the bedroom alone. The closet felt wider. I sat on the bed frame. No mattress yet. I spoke out loud. This room used to scare me. Marcus leaned against the door. Why? Because I always felt like I was borrowing it, I said. He nodded slowly. Not anymore. I found a photo frame under the bed. Emily and me, smiling. Marcus asked, You want to throw it out? I shook my head. No, I said. I want to remember why I won't go back. I placed it face down in a box. Later, Marcus left. Call if you need anything, he said. Thank you, I replied. The house went quiet again. I sat on the floor and leaned against the wall I built. I closed my eyes. My phone buzzed. Emily. I left my scarf, she wrote. I stared at the message. It's by the door, I replied. She typed. Can I come get it? I thought for a moment. I'll leave it outside, I answered. She didn't reply. I stood up and placed the scarf on the porch. I didn't wait. That night, I slept on the floor with a blanket. The ceiling looked the same. I felt different. In the morning, sunlight hit the empty walls. I made coffee on a borrowed mug. I called Sarah. It feels strange, I said. That's normal, she replied. You're grieving an old version of your life. I don't miss them, I said. I miss who I was. You're still him, she said. Just sharper. I spent the day cleaning, sweeping, wiping. Every corner felt like a goodbye. Ryan texted once. I hope you're okay. I replied, I will be. No anger. No blame. That surprised me. In the afternoon, I found a note taped inside a cabinet. Emily's handwriting. I'm sorry I was weak. I folded it carefully. I said out loud, I forgive you. No one answered. That was enough. Marcus came back with pizza that night. You look lighter, he said. I am, I replied. We ate on the floor. He asked, what now? I looked around. Now I decide, I said. After he left, I stood in the doorway and listened to the silence. It wasn't lonely. It was calm. For the first time since this started, I didn't feel like I was surviving. I felt like I was beginning again. I sat on the porch the first night with nothing but a folding chair and a cup of coffee. The sun was going down slow, like it wasn't in a hurry anymore. This is mine, I said out loud. The words didn't shake. Marcus called. You alive? He asked. Yeah, I said. More than before. He laughed. Told you silence was powerful. I looked at the empty driveway. It's not silence, I said. It's space. The next morning, I changed the locks again myself. Not because I had to. Because I wanted to. I walked through each room carefully. This stays. This goes. I threw out things that felt heavy. Kept things that felt honest. Ryan showed up a week later. He stood at the gate, unsure. I won't come in if you don't want me to, he said. I studied his face. You can come in, I replied. We sat at the kitchen counter. No coffee yet. I messed up, he said. I chose quiet over right. I know, I replied. He swallowed. I lost you. You almost did, I said. He nodded slowly. I'm trying to be better. I hope so, I replied. He left without asking for forgiveness. That mattered. Emily's final message came that night. I'm in therapy. I finally stood up to her. I'm sorry I learned too late. I read it twice. I typed one response. I hope you heal. Then I deleted the thread. Not out of anger. Out of closure. Weeks passed. I painted the walls a color I chose. Fixed things no one noticed before. The house started breathing again. Sarah stopped by once. All settled, she said. You did well. I survived, I replied. She smiled. That's the first step. On a quiet evening, I found the old toolbox in the garage. The one I used when I first built the place. I ran my hand over it. I didn't fail, I said softly. I built something real. I just forgot to protect myself while doing it. Now I knew better. I sat on the porch again as night fell. The same chair. Better posture. Cars passed. Life moved. I didn't feel bitter. I didn't feel victorious. I felt steady. They forced me out once. I forced nothing in return. I let the truth do the work. I let the law speak. And in the end, I didn't just get my house back. I got myself back.